Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, March 30th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find me on Facebook and TikTok and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. By the way, if you guys can go find the Money Chat Now page on YouTube, please subscribe to it because YouTube is making us disappear. You can also comment live during the show on, of course, YouTube and Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and please say hi so I know you're watching. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name will not show up on my dashboard, so please go to the Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there so I can recognize you. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. All right. Hey, I want to say hello to a couple of people watching online. First of all, Joe, Jose, Vin, Dan, and of course my wife. My wife watches my show every day. She is absolutely my biggest fan, and I love her. She's awesome. All right, today we'll be discussing the futures update. We'll be talking, of course, more vaccine shots because we definitely need more vaccine shots. We're going to be talking about why you should sell your home now. We're going to be talking about scared stock plays and pot stock, something that I don't usually talk about. So, there we go. Here we go. Let's talk about Facebook. Futures. The futures right now, I told you, well, actually, let's go here. I talked about 2 weeks ago, you were all doom and gloom, and I told you to hold on there. I said that the dead zone period would end on March 15th, and like clockwork, the market rebounded, right? Remember? Yesterday was just another great day, and the Dow popped over 300 points. The S&P broke through the Batman ears in mid-February. Take a look at this chart. I want to show you this. This is kind of neat. There's the chart. You can actually see the Batman ears. Now, take a look at this. I actually circled the Batman ears for you. And take a look. You'll actually see these Batman, and then you'll see how it also makes me believe that because we broke through that we're going to have much more growth. So this is a kind of chart that actually means success. All right. Now, with that being said, Wall Street tends to take profits after a run-up like this. It's like the steak and tuna theory I've been teaching, I don't know, for probably the last 10 years. Let me explain steak and tuna to you guys in case you don't understand it. When the stock market goes up and the money managers who own stocks or trade stocks for you in your funds, when those stocks go up, they try to take their money and they make money at the end of the week. So basically they make their bonuses based on the fact of how much they make for you. So at the end of the week, if their stocks are up and they sell them and they take that money, they get a steak dinner at the Capitol Grill. I don't know if you've ever been to Wall Street, but there's a Capitol Grill right down Wall Street. It happens to be my favorite Capitol Grill right on Broadway. It's actually, the entrance is actually on Nassau Street. If you guys know New York, you know what I'm talking about. However, right, so they go and they want to take their wife, their mistress, or their girlfriend to the Capitol Grill, or maybe even all three, right? So they want to make some money, and that's called taking steak or the steak. Now, if they miss and they get stuck where the chart goes all the way back down, they're stuck with a tuna fish sandwich for dinner. So that's basically what happened yesterday is people started taking their steak. So I'd kind of expect a pullback today or even tomorrow while the investors take their steak. Also remember, tomorrow is the end of the month, and tomorrow's the end of the month, and many of the money managers get a bonus at the end of the month as well. So that too would make me believe that we have a down day today or tomorrow. The good news is that there will be bargains as we enter earnings season. The big winners yesterday included Nielsen Holdings. So Nielsen is a ratings company for media. You guys know who they are. You probably heard of them before. The company agreed to sell to a group of private investors for $16 billion. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't sold to a group that was of investors run by Dan Satofsky, for example, because he would be the guy that would probably be able to raise $16 billion. By the way, Dan Satofsky's coming to our event on the 24th. I'll be talking about that later. And you can talk about raising money. And he probably raised the $16 billion to buy Nielsen. Listen, do me a favor, man. I know the stock popped 20%. on the news, but can you find out if more than 10 people are listening to me on WWDB Radio AM in the morning? I got to think it's at least up to 12 now, but that doesn't include my wife, and, well, it doesn't include my mother, so she doesn't listen, so maybe it's only 10. All right, the other big winner was Uber, when it was announced that, like in New York, Uber will be listing cab companies on their app for California. This is huge for them. I'm telling you right now, Uber's going to dominate the rideshare business, and as each city adds Uber to their cab platform. Watch this stock. It'll be the next Amazon 5 to 10 years from now easily. This is a play. Take it, buy it, put it in a drawer, and forget it. All right. By the way, all my plays are working out. I sold many contracts of AAL in the past 2 days, and I profited nicely from it. I still have over 400 contracts, however, of AAL as I wait for the stock to top 20. I also believe it's going to happen soon. In fact, if it drops below 17.5 again, I'm going to be adding more contracts. Meta, as you know, it's killing it right now, and it closed just under 230. I'm looking for this to drop a little bit before I get back in. I'd like to see 220, but I did take some profit on it yesterday, and I'm pleased. Most of the market moves are based on the possibility of the war ending. Yeah, at least that's what they're telling you. Look, to me, it's always back to steak and tuna, and what the market and what the money managers consider a threat to their stake, and basically the money managers are considering a threat to the stake, which is the war, right? So oil, of course, is the big perceived threat. Oil is hovering at about 105, 106, and my prediction is that it'll settle probably about 95 before moving down to 75, 85 a barrel. And that's going to happen as peace talks move forward. All right, let's take a quick look at the futures. Right now, the Dow is down 72, the S&P is down 11, and the NASDAQ is down 51. So it's not a big deal. It just happens to be one of those things where, like I said, it could go either way. I actually think the market will probably close down today, but, I hope it doesn't. Hey, let's talk about vaccine shots. Oh, boy. Oh, real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people who joined us, James and Mick. And Lewis and George. Lewis is a new student of ours. Thanks, Lewis, for tuning in and also becoming a new student. All right, well, it looks like the world can't stop fascinating about a pandemic that ended almost 2 years ago. Yeah, you guys know it ended almost 2 years ago. The now called scamdemic is churning out new ways for corporate greed to take advantage of the fear created by the governments. And then I wonder why they canceled me on YouTube. You may know that Pfizer recently announced that the Food and Drug Administration authorized the 4th shot for people 50 or over and is trying to get children under 5 poisoned as well. I'm sorry, did I say poisoned? I mean shot as well. The vaccine, not poison. It's obviously not poison. Yeah, okay. All this as we discover that the CDC has accidentally reported more deaths than there actually were. Now, you ready for this? I read an article on this a while back, and I went to refer to it. However, due to the age of mass censorship of the truth, I could not find it this morning. But here's something interesting that I did find. The FDA and CDC made the decision of clearing the 4th booster shot without calling meetings of their vaccine advisory committee. This is a rare move that the agencies have made more frequently over the course of this scamdemic. So basically, they're doing whatever they feel like to expand uses of COVID vaccines. Yep, the world has gone nuts and no one cares anymore. Here's an explanation of the decision. You ready? Dr. Peter Marks, head of the FDA office responsible for vaccine safety and efficiency, said the drug regulator did not call an advisory meeting because the decision was relatively straightforward. Wow, relatively straightforward? Like it was straightforward to believe that the vaccine could have 0 side effects? Was it straightforward that people, especially children, are now experiencing more heart problems than ever in history? So straightforward that the list of possible side effects would not be released for 75 years? Straightforward like a road to hell. So now you can have it, folks. Just open your port on your arm, and you can just pour the poisons in and live a long life. Hey, flies live a long life in the 15 to 30 days they're here, so why can't you? Here's some other questions for the COVIDiots. Do you still wear a mask? Do you still avoid places with a lot of people? Are you still wearing a mask when you drive alone in your car? And the final question, will you be getting the booster? Oh, and if you do get the booster, can I be a beneficiary of your will? Oh, that reminds me, only 18 more days until Gestapo Joe's mask mandate on planes end. Hopefully the idiot in charge, along with Dr. Frodsky, will let us be free. Do you guys think we behaved enough? Ugh. All right, let's talk about selling your home now. Hey, we've seen house prices go off the charts in the past 2 years, due to crazy inflation and lack of inventory. The Case-Shiller report, which measures average home prices in major metropolitan areas across the nation, rose 19.2% in the year that ended in January, compared with the 18.9% annual gain the prior month. Bottom line is that house prices are still going up. Only, they're going to be going up slower than they did in the past 2 years. We know that interest rates are rising quickly, and the average interest rate is now just under 5%. Now look, don't get me wrong. I still think 5% is a great rate, although many millennials think it's high. The rates of 3.5% was something that, were basically a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and if you took advantage of it like I did, you'll be very happy. But I want you to remember that when I bought my first house, I paid 13% interest rate, and that was a bargain at the time. In my life, when interest rates dropped into single digits, we all thought it was the greatest bargain ever. So people in my age bracket, right, they actually think that 5 to 6% interest rates are actually a bargain. Anyway, house prices are going to go up this year, but my prediction is that it'll be the last good year for price increases. In other words, if you're thinking of selling your home, put it on the market now. And I mean now, as in before the normal spring market rush. If my prediction is correct, this spring will have the most homes listed in the market compared to the years before by a lot. My prediction is based on the rising interest rates, people knowing or having a feeling that housing is going to crash, and the overall state of the economy. Fear and greed will be the guiding factors of home market this spring. So if you're considering selling, do it now. By the way, the opportunities to buy houses and make money with them will never be greater than the next 2 or 3 years following this spring. You'll be buying houses at a discount, and when you learn techniques how to take over mortgage payments, you can be the only person able to buy the homes that others can't. So you can find out more, of course, at Investor Schooling. Listen to this commercial and come tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for a complimentary class. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start. Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn how to make more money. Hit that like button and let me know you enjoy the show. Of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them. Hey, I want to say hello to a couple of people who just joined us. I want to say hello to George and Ken and Ruben and Tom and Steve and Charles. Wow, lots of people watching us online. Thank you so much. I always appreciate your support. All right, real quick, the Dow is down 64, the S&P is down 9 1/4. And the NASDAQ is down 44. So it is kind of coming back. It's still not bad, down only 65 points. But it's kind of coming back because this morning when I got here, by the way, for you guys who don't know, I get here at 5 o'clock in the morning to write this show and to do the research for this show. So when I got here this morning, it was down about 120. I've told you to sell your home now, and don't forget to get a port so you can, of course, put the vaccine in your arm, because that's basically what's going to happen. All right, coming up, we're going to be discussing some scared stock plays We're going to be discussing pot stocks and, of course, today's picks and plays. But first, did you hit that like button? Did you hit that share button? Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. All right, before we start the second half, I also want to make sure you guys know I've been telling you about a great event that we'll be hosting at the Washington Crossing Inn in Bucks County. So it's a Finances and Freedom event, and along with myself, we have the outspoken Bill Spadea as a keynote speaker. And by the way, for you guys who are Bill Spadea fans, Bill Spadea and I are going to be doing a live podcast at 12 o'clock on Friday. So you might want to pay attention to that, 12 o'clock on Friday. Bill Spadea and I are going to be doing a live podcast from our studio here in Langhorne. But anyway, Bill Spadea is a freedom fighter, and he has the #1 talk show in New Jersey, #1 talk show host in New Jersey. We also, of course, have Doug Mastriano as another keynote speaker. And I'm going to tell you, Doug is amazing. He led the battle against the ridiculous anti-constitutional mask and vaccine mandates. And Doug's story will mesmerize you as a leading contender in the governor's race for Pennsylvania. You're definitely going to want to be here to get there. You want to go to 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com, and register for this event before the price increases. So it's 4mmw.com to register. I think we have about 30 seats left, so don't wait. Go to 4mmw.com and register right now. All right, let's talk about scared stock plays. Look, as you guys know, I like the risky and high potential to make money in stock option plays. That's me. That's who I am. This kind of investing is more like trading. It's more like trading, and more like trading can be very lucrative. However, it can also be very risky. I like the graphic they put up. I thought that was pretty funny. I realize that some of my listeners and viewers may not have the risk tolerance that I have, or may want to park some of their money in more safe plays to avoid a financial disaster. Look, I'm an advocate for using only a small portion of your net worth to invest in stock options. So where should you put the rest of your money? Or put your money if you have a low tolerance for risk? Well, to start, of course, I put the bulk of my money in real estate, right? But I also would estimate just about 75% of my worth is real estate. But more importantly, it generates a nice income for me every month. Look, there's a good feeling, if you guys don't know, there's a good feeling that I get when I get about $15,000 a month in net income each and every month if I do nothing more than just collect my rent. And by the way, most of these properties were bought with no money or very little money out of pocket, making it even better. Most of my other money comes from businesses and stock options, but for the less risky and hands-off investor, I might suggest good dividends-paying stocks. So these would be basically buy them and forget them stocks that you would put in your portfolio. And these are stocks that pay a consistent dividend of maybe 2 to 6% year after year. Look, you not only make the dividend, but the stock should go up in value over the next few years as well. I would take a look at some of these picks. AT&T has the symbol T, and it's a nice steady stock that you can buy for under $25 a share, paying a dividend of about 4.5%. So the company is profitable, and of course it has staying power, so the risk is low. Procter & Gamble is another with the price of about $150 a share, paying about a 2.3% dividend. And even Best Buy, which surprised me, at $100 a share, pays a dividend of 3.5%. There are others as well. I would just look to see what the dividends are. And these are steady returns and low risk. The key is to have a few of the dividend-paying stocks and hold them for a longer period of time. In time, you'll benefit from the dividend, and you'll benefit from the growth of the companies you invest in. Look, the other play with this is also to buy these stocks and learn how to sell out of the money covered calls. This can get you between 1% and 3% a week profit while you're holding them. By the way, this is one of my favorite safe option plays. If you own 100 shares or more of any stock, you can do this week after week. If you don't know how to do this, by the way, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to teach you. So you'll be selling covered calls. Hey, don't forget, also, tonight, we have a meet and greet event at Chambers 19 Restaurant in Doylestown. We're going to be there between 7 and 9. And if you want to go there, you'll be able to talk to a bunch of investors, and you'll have a really good time. So go to Chambers 19 in Doylestown tonight at 7 o'clock. Hopefully, we will see you there. All right, let's talk about pot stocks. All right, when I tell people that I'm an expert in finances, I always get one of two questions. What do you think of Bitcoin? What do you think of pot stocks? For those of you, who are in the car, you didn't see me just smoke a joint. All right. Anyway, you already know that I'm not a big fan of crypto, but I do like the potential of crypto, and I do know plenty of people who've made some money on it, right? People making profits on it. Pot stocks, however, are definitely an enigma. In the past 5 years, I've seen pot stocks go down and then go down again. Of course, now we have the optimism building on pot stocks as the government draws closer to full legalization of cannabis for recreational purposes. One of the closely watched pot funds, an ETF called Alternative Harvest, and it has the appropriate stock symbol of MJ. I wonder if there are people who get that. Anyway, they've seen they've seen a double bottom recently, and with the optimism in Potterina, it looks like this might be a good play after all. The company, when it opened up in 2016, it opened up at about 25. The ETF hit a high of about 40 in mid-2018, and it's now trading above its low of 8.5. And this could be a play, and it could go higher. Did you see what I did there? Could go higher. So take a deep breath and give it a try. Did you see what I did there too? Deep breath. Sorry, I think I might have been high when I wrote these jokes. Oh well. All right, we'll see you back in a minute. I will talk to you about what's going on today. Investor schooling needs a new slogan.
Investor schooling? Never heard of.
Investor schooling?
Never heard of.
Investor schooling? Never heard of them.
Any suggestions? Phil?
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either.
Investor Schooling. We never heard of you either. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. 866-424-2829. Hey, every once in a while, somebody in the comments, they want to know about a stock. I obviously can't look it up right now. Obviously, we have a show to do. But I'll tell you what, if you come to a Thursday night class at Investor Schooling, you'll actually meet the stock option consultant, and the stock option consultant will evaluate any and every stock that you want to evaluate. So show up for a class on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com and ask the stock option consultant to evaluate any stock that you have. All right, let's talk a little bit about the futures. Right now, the Dow is down 69, the S&P is down about 10, and the NASDAQ is down about 47. So not bad. We talked about more vaccine shots. Make sure you get your 75th booster shot because maybe that one might work. Don't forget, sell your home now. That's another thing. If you want to really get the most amount of money for your house, sell it now. And we talked about dividend-paying stocks as a great stock play. And we talked about, of course, getting high on pot stocks. All right. Let's talk about today's picks and plays. But before that, did you guys hit that like button? Come on, hit that share button. Let everyone know what great stocks plays are coming by sharing this information. And I told you before, if you guys share it and you share it the most this week, if you're the one who shares it the most this week, I will give you free tickets to the Freedom and Finance event. And if you want to find out more about that, go to 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com. And you will find out more about that. And, of course, if you share it the most, share it right now, Ruben. Go ahead, share it. All right, there we go. You can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, don't forget to set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's get into what today is going to be. It's probably going to be a pause today as the investors take a break and enjoy their spoils of the past few days. Oil is moving up slightly, which means we may see a drop in the market as that happens. Oh, by the way, if you were buying American Airlines each time I mentioned it over the past 2 weeks, you are really happy right now. I told you yesterday I was looking for American Airlines to break through the 17.65 mark, and it happened. It actually is over 18 right now. And now, 19.5 is the next stop. So even if you bought it now, most likely you could ride it to 19.5 pretty easily. If it breaks through that, 21 to 23 will be the play, and it's going to be awesome. I did sell some, as I waited for the price to drop again. I might actually buy some more, but I'd like to see it to drop of 17.5 before I go back in. Meta was the other play I told you about to buy, and it's back to 230 again. Apple, again, on a tear as well. These are all the stocks that I've been playing, and these are all the things I told you to do. Look, earnings season is coming, and by the way, earnings season to me is like the Super Bowl, right? It's like the Super Bowl is to sports fans. I watch with anticipation as the earnings come out, and of course I'm going to guide you through this and also, tell you to start buying. I tell you what to buy, and I would tell you to buy any dip before earnings, and you're going to make out really, really well. It's great. All right, let's look at the futures one last time. The Dow is down 77, the S&P is down 11, and the NASDAQ is down 50. All right, let's get into crypto real quick and talk about the crypto scene. Bitcoin and the other cryptos are probably going to take the same pause today. Bitcoin is just under 48,000 again, and Ether is just under 3,400 again, so that's not bad. The weird part is gold and silver will actually move up a bit as the market takes a pause, so I would watch for that as well. That may also happen. And of course, the Treasury bond is just under 2.5%. I think it might actually settle here for a while, and that might not be so bad. So if it settles, that'll be great. But, we know that the Treasury bond, we know that interest rates are going to rise. We all know that. All right, oil is about 106 a barrel. And, of course, this is the current market indicator. When oil prices go down, the market goes up. And when oil prices go up, the market goes down. By the way, we all know that a new financial situation is coming. Will it be a recession or will it be a simple downturn? Well, if you want to survive through it, you should order my new book. Go to Barnes & Noble right now. Go to barnesandnoble.com and look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. Pre-order it, and I promise you will learn something. It has great reviews from the people who got advanced copies of the book. And by the way, you're definitely going to learn something, and you will make a lot of money from reading this book. Hopefully, we'll see you guys tonight at Chambers 19 Restaurant in Doylestown. We will be there between 7 and 9. And, of course, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to thank you for your continued support. If you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. And for the people listening on WWDB, you can look for us online. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now and, of course, the CEO of Investor Schooling. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options on this show, and the opinions discussed in this show are solely mine. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Make it a profitable day.